The lights of America's Got Talent shimmered across the massive stage. The audience buzzed with excitement, phones out, popcorn in hand, whispers echoing. "Next contestant, please," the stage manager called. A young man walked out, clutching a violin that looked like it had survived a storm. He wore a simple gray shirt, jeans that had been patched more than once, and shoes that had lost their shine long ago. His name was Aaron Blake, 23 years old, from a small town in Ohio. Simon Cowell leaned forward. "Hello, what's your name?" "Aaron Blake, sir." His voice was soft but steady. "Be doing for us today?" Aaron smiled faintly. "I'll be playing a song on the violin. It's called, 'The Song She Never Heard.' I wrote it myself." Aaron hesitated. His lips trembled slightly. "My little sister, Lily." Aaron took a shaky breath. She passed away 3 years ago. She was born deaf. But she loved music more than anyone I've ever met. She'd put her hand on my violin when I practiced, just to feel the vibrations. She used to say, "I can't hear it, but I can feel your love in it." A few gasps rippled through the audience. Aaron looked down. "Before she passed, she asked me to write a song for her birthday. I never finished it in time." His voice broke. This is for her." Simon swallowed hard, nodded once, and whispered, "Take your time." The first note was trembling, fragile as glass. Then, slowly, the melody unfolded, soft, pure, heartbreaking. Each stroke of the bow carried the ache of loss, the tenderness of memory, the ache of love that had nowhere left to go. Halfway through, the giant screen behind him lit up with an image, a little girl laughing, bright eyes, a pink ribbon in her hair. The audience gasped. The producers had found her picture from Aaron's submission video. He kept playing, unaware. Tears fell down his face, glinting in the stage light. The camera panned to the judges. Sophia wiped her eyes. Heidi held her hand to her chest. Even Simon, usually stone-faced, blinked hard and looked down. As the final note faded, silence fell, the kind of silence that felt sacred. Aaron lowered his violin, trembling. The entire theater rose in a standing ovation. He looked around, overwhelmed. Tears poured freely now, the release of years of guilt, love, and longing. Simon leaned toward his mic. His voice was quiet but deep. "Aaron, I've been on this show for many years. I've seen incredible performances. But what you just did," he paused, visibly moved. "That wasn't music, that was love." And I think Lily heard every note. The audience erupted into cheers. Sophia hit the golden buzzer, and golden confetti rained down as Aaron dropped to his knees, clutching his violin, whispering, "That was for you, Lily." Months later, Aaron stood backstage again. He had made it all the way to the finals. The theater was packed, cameras zoomed in, tension filled the air. But something about him looked different tonight, calmer, more at peace. Sophia greeted him before the performance. "Aaron, how are you feeling?" He smiled softly, grateful, and ready to give back. Simon frowned curiously. "What do you mean?" Aaron took a breath. "Tonight, I'm not performing for myself. I'm performing for someone I met a few days ago. A boy named Benji." Simon tilted his head. "Who's Benji?" Aaron's voice wavered slightly. "He's 12. He's blind. I met him outside the studio. He was sitting on the curb with a broken keyboard, trying to play music by memory. He said he watches AGT through sound. He listens to the audience, the voices, the emotions. When he heard my song online, he said it helped him fall asleep for the first time after his dad passed." The audience murmured softly. Aaron smiled. "So I invited him here tonight. He's sitting right in front." The spotlight swung toward a small boy with curly hair and dark glasses, clutching a white cane. The audience cheered warmly. Simon's expression softened. "Aaron, that's beautiful." Aaron nodded, holding up his violin. "This one's for him. It's called, 'Light You Can't See.'" The lights dimmed. A soft piano began, recorded in the background, and Aaron joined in, bow gliding across the strings like breath. The melody was gentle, soothing, almost like a lullaby. Halfway through, something magical happened. The cameras caught Benji smiling, feeling the rhythm through his cane as it tapped lightly on the floor. He knelt, set his violin down, and reached into his pocket. Out came a small earpiece. He whispered into his mic. "Benji told me once that he wishes he could feel music the way my sister did. So tonight, he will." Aaron stepped off the stage mid-performance and walked toward the boy. The crowd hushed. He kneeled beside him and gently placed the violin under Benji's chin, guiding his tiny hand to the bow. "Just follow my rhythm," Aaron said softly. "Don't think, just feel." The audience held its breath. Together, they played, one guiding, one discovering. The sound wasn't perfect, but it was alive. The notes trembled, sang, and bloomed. The screen behind them showed photos of both Lily and Benji, two souls who couldn't hear or see the world like others, but could feel it in ways no one else could. By the end, Aaron's eyes were wet. Benji's face was lit with a smile so bright it made half the audience cry. As the final note faded, Benji whispered into the mic. "Did I do okay?" Aaron's voice cracked. "You were perfect." The crowd stood. Thunderous applause, people wiping tears, even the camera crew struggling to stay composed. Simon was speechless. He stared for a long moment, then said quietly, "I don't think there's ever been a performance like that. You just showed the whole world what kindness sounds like." The other judges nodded, tears streaming. Sophia stood and clapped above her head. "That was love. That's what this show is about." Aaron smiled through tears. He didn't care about the trophy anymore. He looked at Benji, still clutching the violin, and whispered, "You've got music in your heart, kid. Never let it fade." The crowd began chanting their names. Aaron. Benji. Aaron. Benji. The host's voice cracked as he closed the segment. "Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes, music doesn't just touch hearts, it heals them." Aaron didn't win that season, but his performance became the most watched moment in talent show history. The video titled, "He Let a Blind Boy Play on Stage, and What Happened Next Broke Everyone's Heart," hit over 400 million views in weeks. Donations poured in for children with disabilities. Aaron started a foundation named Lily's Light, providing instruments and therapy for kids who couldn't see or hear but wanted to feel music. And every year, they played together, a duet that reminded millions what kindness, compassion, and love can sound like when words fall short.